Welcome in. Maybe this thing gonna let me chat this time. Just maybe. Maybe it's gonna let me tell tell it now. Make sure you thumbs up the live, like and subscribe. Hello, Michael. How are you, Michael? Can you like, thumbs up my live, and also subscribe? Hello, Sophia. Can you thumbs up my live and also subscribe? I was previously on here talking about my grandmother, Ramadan. 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 Can you like and subscribe? Hello to Michael. Sophia, I subscribe. Thank you, Sophia, so much. Thank you. Yeah, I was briefly talking about the passing of my grandmother. My grandmother passed on Wednesday. And I came on here to really talk about how am I coping with the passing of my grandmother. Although we was raised with our grandmother, it wasn't. We was more like at home, other than like spending nights with grandma. Like we did spend nights, but majority of the time we was with our mothers. But let me kind of walk back some of it. My grandmother, she's up in age, y'all. But my grandmother, she's not well with change. You know how some of us we can adapt to change quickly and easy. My grandmother is not that type of person where she don't. Well, I guess by her being up in age, a little older, change kind of took a toll on her. Maybe she was able to like adjust to change in her younger days, but this day and time, no. So my grandmother was living in some senior living apartments, y'all. And they went into like renovation. Like they was gonna remodel the whole property. But they had other properties and they was moving all their residents to their other property, which was another nicer property, but it wasn't like a senior living. It's like all ages. But it's a better, I wouldn't say better, but it was way nicer than where she was currently living or whatever. So she stuck around, y'all. She was like the last person there. They had to literally call her children to make her move. Like they had called the U-Haul. U-Haul had to put all her belongings in the U-Haul to take her to her new apartment. So by the time she get to the new apartment, I guess because she procrastinated all day long, when they did finally pull up to the new apartment to unload her things and retrieve her key, the apartments were closed. These apartments was open Monday through Friday and they was closed on Saturday and Sunday. So now the U-Haul end up having to bring the U-Haul and the person driving the U-Haul brought had my grandmother to follow them to my mom's house. Now she's at my mom's house now. She have to spend the weekend there. She came on a Friday, so she have all the whole entire weekend to stay at my mom's house. My mom called me, my sister, my brother. So I think my brother went probably that Friday when she was there. My sister went Saturday, probably early in the day Saturday, and I end up coming on the ending of Saturday, but I also spent Sunday over there as well, or whatever. So when I get there, like my grandmother, I don't know how my grandmother and my mother relationship was growing up, but my grandmother is not the type of person that she want to be at your house and you watch her. Like she don't want to feel like she's being watched. So y'all, we enjoyed ourselves, my grandmother, whatever. We barbecued, we ate, we had a good time with my grandmother. When I come Monday, my grandmother leaves. Now she's headed to her new apartment or whatever. I don't know what happened at the new apartment or whatever, but it was people in the apartment that knew my mom and her brother, her other siblings. So they would call and like tell my mom and them like late at night my grandmother would be sitting on the porch. She was in the beginning stages of Alzheimer's, y'all. So she'll probably just be hanging out chilling. She'll be on the porch just sitting there. So I guess they grew worried like about their mom because she was getting out around like 12, 1 in the morning, but she just literally sitting on the porch or whatever. But it's too late for a woman in her of her age to be just sitting on a porch in this neighborhood. So I guess they went and talked with the leasing officer and let them know that she was gonna be leaving the apartment. She was gonna start living with her son. She went to my uncle's house, y'all. She had took like a knife and a screwdriver and a hammer, and was banging like the lock. He stayed in a one bedroom, so he was in his room and she was in the living room, y'all. She left his house. He woke up in the middle of the night. He said when he went to go use the restroom, she was gone. So they kind of literally just scared him to death. So he ended up calling. When he went to go look for her, she was downstairs with the ambulance, getting checked out or whatever. So he called with his siblings and was letting them know, like, yeah, he can't do it because some nights he work overnight and he don't want to be worried if she walk out or where she might go. So she ended up going to my aunt's house. My aunt's live in Fifth Ward. She ended up going over there. Yeah, she did the same exact thing. She walked off. Like she literally walked off. They could not find her. They was looking for her. They got to call the police. Everything. But she's battling with this Alzheimer's, right? So when they did locate her and bring her back, my aunt was like, she can't because my aunt's battling breast cancer. So it's taking a toll on her to be worried as if their mom got out or she went walking and they don't locate her as easy as the two times, right? So yeah, they end up meeting with her doctor, and her doctor recommended putting her into a nursing facility. I dislike those places. I really believe like you go to those places when you don't have family no more, or it's just unbearable for the family to deal with you. I don't like it. Yeah, I worked at one of those places, and I literally like the people there is like, if you have a heart, it's easy to get attached to the residents there because it's like I get sad when I look at that because I'm already picturing in my mind like they don't have no family or don't nobody want to be bothered with them. So yeah, my grandmother had to go there. Now it was a Thanksgiving. My sister went, my mom's sister, her daughter, and her daughter grandbaby. They all went to the nursing home to visit my grandmother for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I was not invited, and I feel so bad. Like when I seen the pictures of them at the nursing facility with my grandmother, I believe they didn't trust me. Hey, Paula. I believe they didn't trust me to go to the nursing facility. They thought maybe I would check my grandmother out, but I wouldn't have because knowing that she has Alzheimer's like the way she have, and she walks off or she'll get up in the middle of the night and leave, I wouldn't have done that, y'all. Just taking into consideration anything can happen. So I know I wouldn't have done that. So maybe a year ago, y'all, I started putting it in my mind if anything was to ever happen to my grandmother, and by them not allowing me to go to the nursing home to visit with her or sit with her, I don't want to. If I and my thing is, if I can't celebrate you in life, I don't feel comfortable celebrating you in death. Like I don't want to do that part. Because if I'm not good enough to celebrate you in life, why would I have to come and shed tears at your service? Like, I don't want to do that. And I just pretty much want to ask, do y'all think that's being selfish that I'm saying I don't, if I couldn't celebrate you in life, I can't celebrate you in death either. I don't want to feel like I'm being selfish, but I have already put that in the back of my mind. Like, I don't want to celebrate her in death. Like, no, that's not a joyful moment for me. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to be faking with nobody. Like, pretty much, I just want to remember the last moment the way they was. The last time I seen her was the Sunday before she ended up leaving to go to her new apartment. And we had such a good time. Like, I was there, I had her laughing, she was joking. Like, she was really having a really good time. So am I selfish for just wanting to leave off and with that in my mind and don't leave off nowhere else? Because I don't want to. Lord knows I don't want to go to nobody's service and stand up there and tell this same exact thing. I might hurt people's feelings by expressing how I feel because y'all deprived me of that year plus spending with my grandmother. So I'm just trying to get y'all input. Am I selfish for not wanting to do that? Or I'm human. Hey, who is still here in the chat? Hey, April. I was just talking about my grandmother and how I feel. I know you gonna keep it real. Celebrate like how I put like when my grandmother was sent to a nursing home. I wasn't allowed to like go visit my grandmother in a nursing home, and I feel like they didn't ever disclose where she was to me because they felt like I would check her out and probably bring her home, but I wouldn't have done it knowing that she had Alzheimer's really bad. Now, I put in my mind a year ago that if anything was to happen to my grandmother, I wouldn't celebrate her in death because I was deprived of like a year plus of her living that I could have been celebrating her while she lived. Like, why should I have to celebrate in death? Like, this is will be my only time able to see my grandmother within that year or so. So I feel like I have mixed emotions. Like I want to go to the funeral, but then in the back of my mind, like I don't want to go because I had already trained my mind to feel like if I can't celebrate you in life, I will not celebrate you in death. So that's why I'm asking: am I selfish for feeling like I don't want to go to a funeral because I was deprived that year or so with her. Let me know, April. Oh, so they Monday night too. Yes, yes, yes. So you understand, you basically understand where I'm coming from, April. Saying no, I don't think that is selfish. I'm glad you said that. Because I'll be sitting up here feeling like maybe I should go. Or maybe I'm feeling like maybe I should go. Then I also feel like I don't want to go. And my grandmother know I love her. Trust me, my grandmother know I love her. It's just that she can understand that they took the the last ending of her life and didn't allow me to see her. So it's like I just want to leave my memory on the last time I spent with her. I think you should do what you're comfortable with. Yeah, April, I've been struggling with it for a few days. Like, should I go? Should I not go? I don't want to go, but I need to go. But who am I pleasing by going? That's I'm battling. Like, am I pleasing somebody by going, or should I remain true to what I put in my mind a year ago and stand by what I put in my mind? Like if I can't celebrate you in life, and that's anybody. If I know you, I'm cool with you. If I can't celebrate you in life, I refuse to celebrate you in death. I don't feel like I should be celebrating your death when I could have been celebrating with you your life. That's just how I feel. Like what I'm gonna get there and say because this is on my mind. So 9 times out of 10, this will be talked about there. How the last year and plus months I was deprived from seeing her. Like I didn't even know where she was. Only the selected people knew where she was. They could visit when they wanted to visit, or just go sit with her. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't even. I couldn't even take my children to go see my grandmother. Like, and one of my daughters, my grandmother used to always tell me, put her in commercials. Try to put her in commercials because she is a commercial baby. She fit like my grandmother used to always say. She fit a description of a baby that would be in commercials. Like she always said that about my next to my oldest daughter. So, but she never got a chance to meet Pocket. Like I did want to take her to meet Pocket, but when if I can't celebrate you in life, I cannot celebrate you in death. Y'all, before my grandmother passed, before my grandmother passed, it was a cardinal. The cardinal would visit my yard like every other day. The cardinal would be at the yard, and my little son, he would see the cardinal or whatever. This before I found out my grandmother passed. My son would see the cardinal, and I didn't think. nothing of it when he told me he seen a red bird in the yard. And I started telling my kids that what like seeing a red bird mean like in the spiritual world, right? It's saying somebody's coming to check on you or whatever. And the cardinal would show up like it showed up twice, and then I asked my son the day, no, the day before I found out my grandmother passed. I asked my son about the cardinal again, and he told me the cardinal was at the school bus stop where he was, and I googled it, and they said if the bird kept coming back, the bird trying to deliver a message from like the spiritual world. I don't know, was the bird coming to my house for my grandmother? But like Wednesday, my grandmother passed. Wednesday, my grandmother passed. Or I want to say it was Tuesday morning, my grandmother passed, or Wednesday. It was Wednesday, my grandmother passed. But I don't feel like it's a coincidence or none of that. Maybe that was that bird. Maybe that bird was my grandmother coming and telling me like she was getting ready to go. I don't know. It's a lot that run through your mind when you gotta process death. I don't think nobody is prepared for death. You can be prepared for it, but can you 100% for sure say you accept it? You can accept knowing you gotta leave. I'm not okay with knowing that I have to leave. It's a process we all gotta do. But I'm not comfortable with putting in my mind there's something we have to do. The thought of leaving is not what scares me. The thought of what's not knowing what's after this is what I fear. And no, nobody should be scared to die. But I don't feel like I'm afraid to do it. I'm just afraid of what's next. Like, you know how you can travel into something and you don't know what's after that and you grow curious? Like, you want to know, like, but nobody can tell you because ain't nobody never died before to come back and tell you what happened. Like, that's deep. Like, I really just, I can't settle my mind with it. Like, do y'all believe in the afterlife? I was telling my friend today, and I was asking her, like, do you believe that when you leave this world, you'll meet up with the people again? And she was like, I want to believe that because I want to go and see my mother again. At that moment, I grew silent because, I mean, that's her real feelings. Like, she want to go see her mom. When she leave here, she want to be reunited with her mom. And my theory, I told her, I believe when we leave here, I believe, you know how when people transitioning, I don't know if y'all ever been like in a room with people that transition from life to death, like when they crossing over going on, they moan or groan, and it's like they transitioning out of their body into a new one. And I always feel like, I told her today, that moaning and groaning I feel when they transitioning into life, they're being reborn. The person is in labor and they're being reborn. Like, every time a baby is born, somebody leaves. So I feel like that's just my theory. When you leave here, you are reborn again. Maybe, maybe that's not true, but that's just how I feel. Do I believe in life after death? I do. I just believe we just keep on being reborn. So I don't know if we meet back up with the people that we departed from, or we travel on into a different direction, or do we travel on and meet them again in the next life, which is scary, but hey, pocket sit down. I don't want to scare nobody or choke nobody up talking about that. But every time somebody leaves that's close to me, I start feeling like that all over again. It's like they'll take a toll over my body, and I get to wondering, like my mind get to drifting, and I get to thinking, what's next after this? Like, will we keep on living, or what's next? Will we keep going, or is this the end? And and by me like preparing my mind, I'm not gonna say I prepare my mind because I could never prepare me for to die. Put it like that. I can't wrap my mind around it. I really can't. I can't wrap my mind around that, knowing that's a part of living that we must do it. But to each his own. Everybody be strong. Some people are strong. Some people just weak. Yeah, oh Lord, y'all, I got something out there in my stomach got to hurt. Like I just don't want to believe it, but we have to believe it. Like you have to believe that we have to go. Dog, life is tough when you just discover that you have to go. Oh Lord, y'all, I'm about to end up getting off, getting off these live. April, y'all doing real and raw tonight, so I can prepare for real and raw. That's fine, April. I mean, we all got to do it one day. It's nothing to be sorry about. We all have to do it. It's just, I have a tough time wrapping my mind around it. Yes, we supposed to. I hope y'all do have real and raw. I know I've been missing in action on YouTube. It's like my mind just been in a trance where I haven't been literally catching nothing. Like I done called Angel Mom probably twice. But it's like my mind just be wandering. Then I gotta text Embrielle back. My mind just be drifting out some days. I just y'all. But I'll be catch real and raw tonight. Cause baby, I got a real and very raw conversation. It's 32 minutes in. I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. Thank y'all for all the ears for allowing me to vent on here. I'm so glad that like we can get on here and vent because some people literally don't have nowhere to vent. Like I'm actually sitting in my closet, y'all. I'm sitting up in here venting because I think I made a cry when I found out, but I haven't even got into the emotional phase where I actually cry. And I don't know if I'm just being strong. Like when I found out she passed, me and my kids we end up going to my mom's house. I live north, my mom lives south. So I don't know if y'all know what is it called that series XM radio or whatever, but they be playing old songs or whatever. Y'all driving down this highway going to my mom's house just like literally an hour after getting the listen to the radio. I'm trying like to block it out because I got my keys in the car and we driving. Y'all, why did the Bone Thugs and Harmony song Crossroads? And y'all, it was like tears was coming down my face, but it's like I didn't cry. It was just like silent tears, just rolling. Because why did that song come on this day? Like maybe they play it a lot. I don't know. Cause I don't like that. I like it because it don't have commercials, but I don't like it to be in my vehicle. I'm not gonna put that in my car. Now I was in my kid's dad truck, and he have that in his truck. But y'all, I was just feeling like all over the place. I was singing the song, the tears were silently rolling. I was singing the song, y'all. But I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be all right. The good thing about that, out of 9 kids, my grandmother had 9 children. The only good thing I found out about all of this that's going on, 5 of her kids are deceased, meaning it's 4 of her kids left. And I could think like maybe she's rejoined with her kids. You know, her mother's gone. She lost her mom, and she lost 5 of her children. So maybe they all met up again. Just maybe. But I know she wasn't. She didn't die with nobody preceding her in death. Like she had people. Like she had her 5 children. She had her mom. She had my aunt. My aunt is her only daughter to pass. It's my aunt and she had 4 boys. My first uncle was unalived. And she took his unaliving very hard. So now that she's able to meet up with him, maybe they can hug and talk about it all. Maybe they can just have a ball. I know my aunt would be happy to see her. But y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for listening. Now let me get back to cleaning up. I had just took a moment to get that out of my mind, get that out of my heart a little bit. And let me go back to cleaning. I don't know whether I want to go to sleep, clean, or just. I don't. I know I don't want to just be sitting up thinking because crazy thoughts get to playing in your mind when you just sitting up and don't have nothing else to do and you just empty. Just keep your mind busy at all times, especially if you're dealing with the loss of a family member. Always try to stay busy. Try to do something to keep your mind occupied. That's what I'm doing, y'all. I done started from the back of my house. Now I'm working up to the front. Now I'm in the closet cleaning. I done did bathrooms, everything, just trying to take it off my mind. But thank y'all for listening. And April, we'll be over there on Real and Raw tonight with y'all. So bye, y'all.